Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Key, Eagles Diva, and your boy Cool McCain proudly bring to you your season your season opening episode of Eagles Elite Podcast. Because tomorrow ain't no more off-season talking, ain't no more this, ain't no more roster this or roster that, who gonna make it, who not. That's all done. Tomorrow, it gets real. Our Philadelphia Eagles, y'all Philadelphia Eagles, my Philadelphia Eagles, we are playing, I would definitely say a rival, a divisional rival, and Dallas Cowboys to open up the season. And crazy enough to me, it sounds like a lot of Cowboys fans believe that they're going to win. And I mean, it's honestly a little shocking, but I guess if you're going to be a fan of a team, you got to believe what you got to believe. Coming off a championship, the goal is to try to get back because one is cool, two is even better, especially when you're going back to back. So, of course, that's what we're trying to do. We're going to talk about ways we can get there, people to watch, all that good stuff tonight. We're going to give news and notes. We're going to talk about the rest of the top 100, which is 14 through 1. And also, we're going to be Eagles fans. Y'all know what it is. We do the show. We talk about the Eagles, but we fans just like y'all. Lots of love for the team. Lots of love for the city. No love for everybody else. Doubt Jalen, no love for you either. Doubt anybody on the squad, no love for you either. But that being said, before we get into everything, we got to get that little extra bit of hype. You know what I'm saying? That little cherry, whipped cream and cherry on top of the hype. We already know it's football. Football is back, y'all. Tomorrow, less than 24 hours. Actual football is back. And we the champs.
No twos and threes on the field.
Yep. And we the champs. Let's go.
The kick is away, and the kick it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
All right, good people. It's time to get to it. So y'all know ain't nothing changed from the off season, the preseason, the postseason. We always start at one place and one place only. And that's them Eagles updates. Keith, we'll start with you. Any updates you'd like to give to people regarding the Philadelphia Eagles?
Looks like Adoree Jackson and Sydney Brown will be getting a start tomorrow. It's possible I don't know is how true this is, but I've seen it. I don't know if we're possible getting another quarterback 3. I don't know if that makes any sense. Just ride with 2. Once Tanner's good, boot Howell, and there you go. If you want to bring McCord up to the 3rd QB spot, then let him then do that. But I don't know. Names I've seen out them like we don't want them. Just we don't want it. Reed's up for a contract as well. So he got Micah's agent who he represents. He's another Drew Rosenhaus, so he represents the league as well. What else did I see? We got Marcus Epps back. Yay!
He's only on the practice squad. He's on the active roster.
So those are the 3 that I have. Epps coming back. Possible we signing the 3rd string just for him to get cut, and then Adoree Jackson and Sydney Brown will be your starters tomorrow night.
Diva,
he took it all that I know of that I've seen.
So
Boys to Men is doing the national anthem. It's only right to Philly's own. I mean,
I'm gonna say, um, we'll actually talk about players and starters and all that when we get into the preview. So I ain't really go into that. We do have a couple of people that are showing as healthy. Landon Dickerson, no longer showing as injured, now showing as completely healthy. So he should be out there playing with no setbacks, nothing of that nature. Got a couple of people I saw that I don't know if we talked about or not, that have been placed on injured reserve. So Willie Lampkin. Excuse me.
I didn't know he was only 5'11". He tiny.
Yeah, he's on IR. Miles Hinton, another offensive tackle, is also on IR. Johnny Wilson, of course, and then Tariq Castro Fields, a cornerback. And then, of course, Nakobe Dean is on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. And we talked about earlier the practice squad. I do have the practice squad information. Let me give that to you guys real quick. We'll throw it in the news. So wide receiver, we have Elijah Cooks, Britton Covey, and Terrence Marshall as our practice squad wide receivers. Offensive tackles on the practice squad, we have Holland Pierce and Luke Felix Fualalo. At tight end, we have two tight ends, E.J. Jenkins and Cameron Latu. Quarterback Kyle McCord. At running back, Audric Estime. At edge, Antoine Powell Ryland Jr., our 6th-round pick from this year. McCord was also a 6th-round pick from this year. And Patrick Johnson. At linebacker, Chance Campbell. At cornerback, Pari Nickerson and Ambry Thomas. And at safety, Andre Sam, Brandon Johnston, and Marcus Epps. So that, good people, makes up our current practice squad.
If I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn I seen somewhere where we got Eli Ricks back, but I could be reading something old, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not showing him currently on the practice squad. Maybe they're in talks with him or whatever, but I'm not seeing that he's on the showing him actively on the practice squad.
You want to start playing with your pig now?
All right, and that's pretty much, news so far. That's some other things we could talk about, but I want to make sure we got some time for some of the good stuff that we're going to be getting to here. Because, y'all, the regular season is back.
It is.
I just don't know. Yeah. How we – well, I give us props for making it through before the regular season got back, because that's just on everybody in general, you know what I'm saying? So the final 14 NFL top 100, we'll go ahead and hop onto that. So we did get to number 15 last week. We had a couple things to say about that. Sure, we have some more things to say about some other people possibly. We'll see. All right, number 14, we have Cincinnati Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson. He played 17 games. He had 46 tackles, 19 tackles for loss, 17 and a half sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Any thoughts on Hendrickson?
No, Hendricks has been solid, so I'm not surprised.
Okay. And after Hendrickson, at 13, we have Penei Sewell, the offensive tackle from the Detroit Lions. He played in 17 games, all 17 regular season games, 1,144 snaps, 28 QB pressures allowed, and 1 sack allowed per Football Focus. Any thoughts on Penei Sewell?
How the hell is he 13 ahead of Lane Johnson, who was 23? Blasphemous, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. Straight blasphemous. Ain't no way.
Is it because he played all? All 17 games. That's the only player only to play at all 17 games.
That don't mean that Lane ain't allow a sack all year in 2 years. But you got
Right.
Lane at 23. Get out of here.
One QB pressure. That ain't enough for me to be number 13, but okay.
Well, he's an offensive tackle, so that is actually really good to only have one QB pressure.
I don't think he should be number 13. But
Penny Sewell ain't better than Lane. Put Lane at 13. Here we go. Switch. Flip-flop. Put Penny Sewell 23. I have no problem with Penny Sewell being 23. Put Lane at 13. Freaking Lions players is ahead of us. Why? They got blown out by the Commanders.
they start getting blown out the rest of their season, really.
Oh, week 11 is going to be personal for me.
Like I said, maybe because he played all 17 games.
I think it's interesting he had 28 QB pressures, and I know Lane Johnson had quite a bit fewer than that. I think when we look here, we'll see when we're going through some of these players that there is one theme, and that theme is not enough respect, I believe, for players on the Eagles.
Well, we'll never get no respect, but we don't care. Respect
Yeah, so
don't
that's
win
just-
championships.
It does not. That is a true thing. It does not win you one championship. Not one solitary thing do you win from respect. Unfortunately. All right. So, number 12, Chris Jones. Kansas City Chiefs defensive end, 15 games started, played 37 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Thoughts on Chris Jones at 12, and he's down 6 spots from last year.
No,
Chris
that's
Jones
no
was
problem.
pretty solid besides Super Bowl. But he's been pretty solid all year besides Super Bowl. So, I mean, yeah.
No, he's a top DN in the league, so I don't see no issues with him being 12.
And then just to make sure, clarify everything, number 14, Trey Henderson, actually is up 63 spots, so a big jump for him. And then Sewell's up 9 spots from last year.
Should have went
And then
back.
Jones
9
being
spots.
down 6.
He should have been the same spot he was last year, but okay.
Number 11, TJ Watt, down 3 spots. He played in all 17 games. 61 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. And he is an outside linebacker, which means he's really an edge rusher these days.
He's that heart of that defense for the Steelers. So he the one that got the big bucks.
He's a vet, and he's been playing this game for a while. He's been playing it pretty damn well. So, you know.
Okay. I concur. All right, so at number 10, we started getting the top 10. Pat Surtain II, cornerback, Denver Broncos, played in 16 games, 45 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 11 passes defended, 4 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 touchdown. Thoughts on Pat Surtain?
I don't got no problem with him being there. He's a beast. He's a monster, and yeah, I can see why he's there. He played real good last year.
Defensive player of the year. Ain't got no issues. One of the corner, right? One of the best corners in the league right now. So no problems with him being 10.
Okay. At number 9, Justin Jefferson, up 9 spots from last year. Vikings wide receiver, played in 17 games. Listen to the stat line, y'all. 103 receptions, 1,533 yards, 14.9 yards per reception, and 10 touchdowns.
Where was he at last year?
Last year he was 18, so he moved up 9 spots. He got back to the top 10.
That's a pretty good stat, but for Justin Jefferson, I've seen him with better stats.
Well, look who was throwing him the ball. It was
Yeah, I remember
it was Sam
was.
Darnold throwing him the ball
Yeah.
last year. But it's still good
But they
numbers for
still,
Jettas. Be number 9. He's still a top receiver in this league, so I'm not stressing him over him being 9.
I mean, Sam
Yeah,
Darnold did
Christmas
pretty
very
good last
hard.
year, though.
Yeah, because he threw 1,500 yards to Justin Jefferson. They helped him do really well.
He did pretty good last year. It's
Until the
seen
end of the
Sam
season.
Darnold from Carolina. That's for sure.
Until the end of the season, he went back to Sam Darnold after about week 15.
He went back to that Carolina Sam Darnold.
I see ghosts, Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah. The number 8 down 3 spots from last year, defensive end Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. 17 games played, 47 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 14 sacks, 28 QB hits, and 3 forced fumbles.
I don't got no problem. Myles Garrett has always earned his way. Always going to be one of the top on a defensive line.
Yeah, he's
so.
even though his team sucks, but he's a very good player on that team. He's very disruptive. So, again, no issues with Mr. Myles Garrett being number 8.
And just so everyone's aware, he's the highest rated defensive player for the second year in a row.
As he should be.
As he should. He the reason
That's
why he got
That's why he got that money. I want to stay there, but hey, money talk.
Hell no, I wouldn't have stayed there. He's never going to win a chip.
No. I think he just care about that generational wealth.
Clearly, the money is all that is worried about on his end, because if not, he wouldn't have stayed there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
This was clearly a money-driven decision, and I can't knock him for it.
Hey, look at his tactics. His tactics was beautiful. To get the money.
I don't want to stay there. I don't want to go. And then 2 days later, he signed a 4-year deal. What?
Oh yeah, I want them to bring a Super Bowl winning quarterback around me. And who was that again? Oh, okay.
The guy that's already gone. All right, number 7, up 47 spots from last year. A good bounce back for an aging running back, King Henry, Derrick Henry. 17 games played, 325 attempts, 1,921 rushing yards, 5.9 yards per carry, 16 rushing touchdowns, 19 receptions, 193 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 3 fumbles. Thoughts on King Henry, second best running back in the league last year?
Nope, no. I mean, look, it's King Henry. You know what I'm saying? Him and Saquon was in a race, and Saquon took that race over, and it's just 2 of the best running backs in the league.
Derrick Henry is that traditional style running back that's the bowling ball with feet that's more power and will run you over in open space. So, well deserved.
I dig it. All right. Number 6, Joe Burrow. Joe Cool, up 33 spots from last year to number 6. 17 games played, 70.6 completion percentage, 4,918 passing yards, 7.5 yards per attempt, 43 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 201 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 11 fumbles. Thoughts on Joe Burrow?
No, Joe Burrow's the only reason why Zach Taylor got a job. Because if it wasn't for Burrow, Zach Taylor would be going. But no, Joe Burrow is definitely a good QB. If you wanted to start a franchise, definitely got to put Joe Burrow up there on the list. No. Did he win a Heisman? No, he was good in college. You already know how he can play. So, have no issues with Joe Burrow being top. Number 6.
I mean, Joe Burrow, all right. I mean, if you look at his throwing stats compared to Jalen Hurts, you know, you got a little bit more yards, but Jalen has also been more of a runner. So, I mean, Joe Burrow, all right. I don't really know if he should still be that high, but yeah. All that you should have been wearing the Super Bowl by now, my G. But okay,
Pretty much.
throwing 43 touchdowns, 4,918 yards, and y'all ain't won a Super Bowl yet.
Nope.
Jalen's 14-3. He's 9-8 as far as record go. Rushing yards, Jalen 630. 5 interceptions to Joe Burrow's 9. Now he do got more touchdowns. He got 43 touchdowns and 4,918 yards. But what does that do when you ain't winning nothing? I'm just saying.
It looks cute on paper.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, down one spot from last year to 5. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. And ironically, Joe Burrow has better stats than him. 16 games played, 67.5% completion percentage, 3,928 passing yards, 6.8 yards per attempt, 26 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 307 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 2 fumbles. Thoughts on Mahomes?
I mean, Mahomes gonna be Patty's gonna be top 5 regardless. Mm-hmm. No matter what his stats look like, he's gonna be top 5. So I'm not surprised by that. Golden Boy's always gonna be in the top 1 through 5.
Key?
You already knew Patty's gonna be in the top 5. He's not gonna be number 1. He's gonna be top 5. So nothing new there.
And I love how they try to use advanced metrics to explain why he's so high. Yeah, I don't care about that. He's high because he is Patty Mayo, and y'all gonna make sure Patty Mayo is where Patty Mayo is at.
That's I'm glad he got rid of that mohawk though. He looks normal.
Maybe he think that's gonna change the way he played the game.
Does he look normal though?
No, he does look better without the mohawk. But maybe he changed it because one quarterback from Nebraska is trying to be like him.
Well, they do look alike. You know, his daddy might have ran off a little bit on the mama. We don't know. Might have did Stephen Curry. I mean, I'm just saying he look like him now. He looks just like him. We don't know. Watch it's gonna come out later.
Or you could go with the Temu version that's gonna be the starter in New Orleans. Might be another reason he cut it.
Oh yeah, that too.
Spencer Rattler, the Temu Patty Mayo.
Well, it don't look dry now though, because it was looking real dry. Just gonna look dry.
I'm gonna take your word on that. That would definitely be something that you would be paying more attention to than me. So I'm gonna take your word on that.
I think he's trying to change his image, hoping he'll play better and beat Jalen Hurts again. I think Jalen Hurts damaged his image in the defense.
I would say the defense should definitely be mentioned as someone that has a lot to do with that because they really
they demolished his image.
Gave him all the work that he could handle and a little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 4, Jamar Chase, 17 games played, 127 receiving yards, 127 receptions, 1,708 receiving yards, 13.4 yards per reception, and 17 receiving touchdowns. And that's, of course, a wide receiver from Cincinnati, Jamar Chase. He's up 41 spots. Thoughts on Jamar Chase at number 4?
I mean, he's one of the top wide receivers, so I'm not surprised. He's probably one of the best that Cincinnati has. So I'm definitely not surprised.
And he is the top wide receiver in the top 100 players poll.
Mm-hmm.
Key?
What number are we on? 3?
3.
We are on 4.
Oh yeah.
Who was it? Josh Allen, right? Oh, Chase.
Chase.
So Jamar Chase is a dog, okay? Jamar Chase passed Jefferson, which, in my opinion, is Chase, Dennis, and Dennis JJ. I feel like Chase is more of a physical receiver. Triple Crown winner, led the league in receptions, passing yards, and touchdowns for a wide receiver. Chase does it all, but he got Joe Burrow to throw it to, so he can get those numbers. With a quarterback like that. So, but Jamar Chase deserves to be in the top. So 4, I have no problem with.
All right, now we're heading to number 3. We have Josh Allen. He played in all 17 games. He was your MVP. 63.6 completion percentage, 3,731 passing yards, 7.7 yards per attempt, 28 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 531 rushing yards, 12 rushing touchdowns, and 5 fumbles. And what's funny about that is this isn't his best statistical year, but he still won MVP over a guy that blowed him in all the statistical categories almost in Lamar Jackson. It's finding it a little ironic.
Yeah, he's another golden boy too. At the end of the day, and I'm not surprised. But yeah, this hasn't been one of Josh Allen's better years, as far as stats go. But he's another golden boy, so who I don't know if will ever win a Super Bowl, but or get to a championship game. But yeah. Okay.
We all know Josh Allen's going to be on this list. Number 3, I'm still, not surprised. MVP. He had to be at least top 3 being an MVP. So he just can't get it done in a big game. He just can't get it done in big games. That's all.
There's a few of those guys around. And get it done on the big stage where it matters.
A lot of them are ranked behind the guy who can get it done on the big stage.
Right, that part.
And number 2, ironically speaking of what we were just talking about there, Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens quarterback, 17 games played, 64.9% completion, 4,172 passing yards, 8.8 yards per attempt, 41 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 915 rushing yards, 4 more rushing touchdowns, 10 fumbles. He's a top-rated quarterback. Had a much better year than Josh Allen, but didn't win the MVP.
I think this is probably one of Lamar Jackson's best years as far as staying completely healthy. Just about. Yeah. His stats were astronomical, so yeah. He actually probably should have been MVP, but those guys, certain guys can't get love like they're supposed to. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, listen to those numbers. This is probably one of his best years. As long as he stay healthy, Lamar Jackson is a beast. No doubt.
Okay.
No, Lamar, had a good season. Again, Lamar can't get it done in big games either. But I'll be wanting Lamar to succeed, but he falls short too. So, but I do think if Baltimore doesn't at least get to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, I think you gotta do something with Harbaugh. It's time to be on the move. Just like how Andy Reid was here. It's time. New change of scenery would be good.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
I agree.
I don't think it'll happen, but that's fair. And of course, we already know who's number 1. I mean, this is the reason Jalen Hurts is 19, right? Number 1, up 85 spots from last year. By far the biggest jump I think I've ever seen. 85 spots. I don't think anybody's ever made a jump like that. Saquon Barkley, Philadelphia Eagles running back. Let me give you some stats here. 16 games played, 345 rushing attempts, 2,500 rushing yards, 5.8 yards per carry on 345 attempts, 13 rushing touchdowns, 33 receptions, 278 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns and only 2 fumbles. When I read that, I gotta be honest. Jalen's my boy, but I was like, that's why he's number 19.
I mean, but Jalen's a selfless person, so he steps out the way so other people can get their shine on because he could care less, and that's why we love Jalen. And he knew Saquon needed to redeem himself so we could actually see who the real Saquon. We ain't seen the real Saquon since he left Penn State because he was on that trashy field in New York with that trashy ass team. So we were actually able to see the true Saquon and what he could do with those feet. And that man was a runner. Okay. It was once that man got an open field and the jukes and the jumping, like, come on now. Like, you ain't never seen that in New York. Never have, never will, but you saw it in Philadelphia. And my man proved who he has always been since Penn State days. Deserved. Well deserved. Let's see what's going to happen this year. Let go.
What you got to add
what can you say about Saquon Barkley? You can't say with that the best offensive line in football. I wouldn't have not surprised he got the yards that he did. Giants fans, I know y'all still eating, can't sleep at night saying we let go of this guy, like we let go of him, but thank you. Just seeing what he can do. He's been that running back for a long time. Even with New York, we've seen the flashes. We see what he can do. But, man, he got here. We've seen it all. Spins, open fields, backwards hurdles. You name it, we've seen it. But it's well-deserved. The best running back in the league, Saquon Barkley.
I mean, even from, like, when we got him, my only concern was health. Right, was him staying healthy. I felt like if he stayed healthy, he could have the kind of season that he has had. And, kudos to him for having that type of season. It's hard to get 2,000 yards. It's hard to average almost 6 yards per carry when you rush 345 yards, 345 times, and people are keying in on you. And all that to only have 2 fumbles all season. I mean, it's just so many things you can just look at and be like, wow, like this dude is really nice like that. And, unfortunately for a lot of people who really love and support Jalen Hurts, when you have a running back that does this and you're not able to put up the numbers like you could because you are sacrificing some of what you do for the betterment of the team, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the synergy between those two dudes, Saquon being who he is and balling the way he balled, as well as the remainder guys, some guys who are further in the list than they probably should be. And the guy that was left off in Devontae Smith. I'll just say this. You don't have to go looking for motivation if you're a Philadelphia Eagle. Right? You don't have to have bulletin board material every week. You can just pull up the top 100 and see where you're at. And if your name is not Saquon Barkley, you're probably lower than you should be. Like I said before, I look at it like thanks. Thank you to all the people who are giving all these other guys the love and not providing the needed appreciation to these guys who are getting it done every week. Because all that's doing is making those guys hungrier. That's all that's doing. We always say hungry dogs run faster. These dogs should be hungry and running real fast. So Benny Boone dropped a comment earlier. Go ahead and read that now. He says, in 24 hours, the banner will drop down. Our season will begin. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Let's go. He forgot his exclamation.
Oh, been ready.
Let's go.
Stay ready. Been ready, stay ready. When it comes to Philadelphia Eagle football, ready in the off season and even more ready in the regular season. Let's go. We back. We back.
You already know. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And we're going to slide back through. We got a couple more things to talk about. We're going to preview this game first. And after that, we got a few more things to talk about. Well, actually, we'll preview the game last. My bad. I went in reverse order, y'all. My fault. Let's get it.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there seeing LA Knight. Oh, okay. Then LA Knight hopped out the car. Let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Williams on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
All right, so we are back in the building, y'all. We got a little something to preview. The main reason why we here, right? We got a little something to preview. But before we do that, I have a little something that I want to remind you of. I like to play this before Cowboys games. Let's get it.
Here we go right now. We got a kicker with a pick.
The Indianapolis Colts have traded the 49th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. To announce the Philadelphia Eagles selection, please welcome from the University of Louisville, kicker David Akers.
What's up, Dallas? Kicker's trolling the Cowboys. Last year. I like standing up here before you as an undrafted free agent, representing that shield for 15 years. Tonight, I'm representing the Philadelphia Eagles, NFC East champs, divisional champs, NFC champs, and world champs. The world champs. Hey, Dallas, the last time you were in the Super Bowl, these draft picks weren't born. Tonight, we are welcome into the Eagles.
Look at Doug
family
Peterson.
with the 49th pick in the 2018 draft. The NFL would like to represent the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Goedert. Oh! He is the tight end from South Dakota State. Go Birds!
Go Birds.
Yes, sir.
Green Acres.
Yes.
I like to play that because I love the connotation with which it comes, because I like to remember that there's a whole generation of fans of the team that we're going to play that have never seen their team win anything unless their parents have a VCR.
Or let's have one of them old school TVs because Cowboys ain't won none since we had flat screen TVs, and it's been a very long time. So I mean, one of them big back TVs, it took like 2 people to move it around the house because it was so big. Yeah, one of them TVs.
My mom had got one of them right when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl the first time with McNabb. That's when she got that big bulky ass TV. I'm like, Mom, what are we doing?
Big TVs ain't no joke.
Like
no
the
joke
ones
at
that
all.
like they had 4 inches back, so you really had to like make sure you scoot the dress up because it was gonna hit the wall and the TV be hanging off. Yeah, one of them TVs. Probably in the flow model for them.
We're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it a little bit different. We will discuss, some different things, but one of the things I want to do is a couple of just key points I want to kind of ask my good co-host here about and see how they feel about it. So the first thing is, we know Dallas has lost Michael Parsons. He's no longer with Dallas. Is Dallas defense going to be able to hold on without Michael Parsons there as part of their unit?
Who was their defensive coordinator?
Because remember they just got a
Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus.
We want to be 100% honest. I mean, I think they'll be all right, but I don't think they're going to be as dominant without Michael Parsons. But I do know, I mean, I don't know how much his injury would affect it, but from what I hear, he had a pretty bad injury that he was dealing with that really nobody knew about. But it's just kind of hard to say because now you got a whole new defensive coordinator, so that's a whole new scheme your team got to learn.
Well, I'm specifically asking for this game, not for the season, but for this game.
Are they going to hold up against our offense? Probably not.
Yes.
No. Not against that O-line, no.
All right. Key, you agree with that?
Yeah, we all know how good Michael Parsons was with the run. So they get Frank Clark in return to try to stop the inside run. But we all know when Michael wasn't there in the games, that run defense is horrible for Dallas. So I mean, I feel like we can contain and run on them. So Micah leaving is definitely going to hurt them, but I guess they the next man up mentality. But you can't deny that he wasn't good for that Dallas Cowboy team.
I mean,
I don't think that was the whole.
No.
I don't.
I mean, they couldn't stop the run game last year in 2 games with us, even with Michael Parsons in. So,
my thing is, Michael Parsons was their main person to try to get pressure on Jalen Hurts. So if you lose him, obviously you're going to place somebody else into that position and try to have them do the same thing. But we know it's not going to be the same because it's never the same. Right? We always say next man up. Yeah, you got to have the next man up. You can't just give up because somebody leaves. But what he was to this defense, I'm not even sure if he's going to be the same to Green Bay, who has a much better defense. But what he was to this defense, I don't think they're going to be able to replace. So I think we're going to be able to throw the ball. We're going to be able to run the ball. We're going to be able to do a lot of things that we may have had to do a little differently when dealing with somebody that's the caliber of player that Michael Parsons is or was in this particular defense. So I don't think they're going to be able to hold on. I think they're going to, in order for them to have an opportunity against the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to have to be able to score a lot on the defense because I don't think their defense is going to be able to stop them from scoring a lot. I'm not going to go as far as say, every drive the Philadelphia Eagles had, we're going to go there and score points. I mean, we already know there'll be a couple that you kind of like, what are y'all doing? But I think we'll be able to score pretty consistently. Saquon averaged over 5 yards per carry against Dallas last year, so that's going to continue. There's this narrative that Dak has won X amount of games against the Eagles. He's only went head-to-head with Jalen a couple of times. So these next couple of matchups between them will be very pivotal and very interesting. Obviously, they don't play against each other. They both play the other team's defense. But I think we'll see some change in that narrative as Hurts gets more games against Dallas and more games with Dak Prescott playing. So it's going to be interesting to see if Eberflus can come up with some answers.
Do y'all think Dak Prescott is going to be the same quarterback after tearing your whole ACL off the bone and having surgery? I've never really heard of people have surgery on the hamstring. I've known, they've, hurt it, and sometimes it just be hurt so much that you got to stop playing the game, retire like Michael Vick. But tearing it off the bone and then having it put back on there is a totally different monster. Y'all think he's gonna be the same caliber of quarterback?
Well, I would say he didn't really. To me, he didn't really. He's not a runner. Like he'll move around, he'll run a little bit, but he's not dependent on his legs as much as like a Hurts or a Lamar or even a Josh Allen. Hey, even a Patrick Mahomes, right? He's not a guy that's gonna really run that much. So I don't think it will matter as much as it would with a guy that's even a little bit more of a mobile quarterback, maybe not a runner, but more of just a mobile quarterback. So I don't think it's going to affect him as much the next couple of years. But as we get a couple of more years down the road into the $60 million a year contract, that's when we may see that affect him. Just my thoughts. What about you, Key?
I mean, it's hard to come back from any injury from Prescott. I mean, he had that ankle, then the hamstring. So, do we call him injury prone at this point? Is he fragile? All he got to do is take one more crazy hit, and who's to say, it's over. Dallas may move on from Dak. It's been 10 years now, sir. You've been in the playoffs 2 times, only won 1. So I don't know. Dallas may be looking at other ways if Dak can't at least do something decent this year. He got extra help with George Pickens on the other side of CeeDee Lamb now. So we'll see if Dak doesn't throw for damn near between 350 and like 400, he always loses. So he can't be throwing the ball 99 times a game. That's how he loses. So, but yeah, Dak gotta try to stay healthy this season if Dallas wants to be semi-successful.
What about you, Diva? What do you think?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's gonna be the same. As Key pointed out, he has had a lot of injuries. Dak has been in the league for a good 10 years now. And by him not really being a runner, I mean, look what happened by him not being a runner. Sometimes being a pocket passing quarterback, to me, can leave you more prone to injury because you're just moving around in a pocket. So if that pocket collapse, then you got big guys that's just coming after you, piling on top of you. So I honestly don't think so. I think that he's starting to get older. I think that those injuries will catch up with him. I honestly don't think so. I think he's going to start showing that Tony Romo decline, in my opinion.
All right. Another question here. So this is game 1. Obviously, we want to make a statement because we want to defend our title. We're not even coming out to take part in the celebration to raise the banner. So with that mindset, obviously, we're seeking into, hey, last year. Do you think we're going to have a problem possibly covering the Cowboys wide receiver group? We've got Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. It looks like Dory Jackson is going to be the other starter. Do we feel like George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, those guys may have an opportunity to get some good balls off because of, maybe not having the same caliber of corner in that starter opposite Quinyon Mitchell that we had last year in no place late?
I am honestly a little terrified about not just Dallas, but the rest of the season. Unless some of these guys can step up. I know Adoree Jackson is just, getting used to the way Philadelphia plays. I mean, I think once he really, catches on how we play, I think he'll be fine. Sidney Brown, love Sidney Brown to death. My thing always with him is, can he stay healthy? And 2, he's a hitter, but Sidney's foot footwork is not the best when it comes to being running and stopping. Sometimes he don't know who he's covering. Sometimes he gets lost. So I'm worried about that when it comes to Sidney Brown. Like, has he really? You've been here 3 years now? You were injured year before last. You were back semi last year. Like, have you learned the game? Learn who you need to be covering and learn how you need to play that player when it comes to. I mean, because you got George Pickens and you got CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is a great receiver, and he can catch the ball. He's tall, so he can catch the ball at crazy angles. You know what I'm saying? And then once he take off, he's gone. So I know Sidney Brown does have great speed. So I am a little worried about that. But then again, Makuba might come in and take that spot. We just never know. But I'm not as confident because I don't feel like we have vets on that side of the ball like we had last year. I'm not worried about Quinyon at all. Of course not. But that side of the ball, I'm a little weary because it's a little different on that side.
No, I'm definitely Sidney Brown, and he goes to hit somebody, and he's hurt, or he do an arm tackle, and God forbid his shoulder comes off, or he stump his toe and he's hurt. So he's definitely injury prone and fragile too. It's just I love the way he hits. It's just he takes himself out the game sometimes. Like, so Dory Jackson, he's been around. I guess likes him in the scheme to see what he does. So let's see. But the secondary is a big issue, especially at the safety and the second cornerback spot. I know CJ trading CJ and then letting no place Slay go. I mean, it's a issue, but hopefully Makuba can come back. I think he had the hamstring injury and he showed flashes in preseason what he can do. So I'm excited. At least that doesn't worry me a little bit. So.
Yeah, and on the latest injury report, Makuba is showing as injured, but active, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he is showing as a third safety on the active roster. The problem is we have 3 safeties on the active roster. That's my biggest concern at the safety position. And I think Dallas, especially with Ferguson, their tight end, may be able to get some plays off in that area because of that. I do have concerns about that left corner. I'm quite a fan of Jacorian Bennett, who is now listed as the backup, but he was traded during training camp.
Right.
So it looks like it may have taken some time for him to, get up to speed. But the way that he played and the different things I've read about him since he became an Eagle, I think he's a guy that may be a better fit for what we want to do once he gets completely up to speed and comfortable, and the team has confidence in him understanding all the different ways to play and how to play with, Quinyon and Cooper and everyone. We might see him push for that job. One thing of note on the depth chart, he was the backup behind Quinyon, which means he wasn't going to have a chance to start. And he flipped with Ringo. Ringo is now Quinyon's backup, and he's the backup to Adoree Jackson. So it looks like the battle long-term at left corner is now between Bennett and Jackson and not Jackson and Ringo. Which I think makes sense. I think Keely's a guy you want to have on your team, but I don't think he's starting caliber. We saw that in the preseason. He doesn't look to be starting caliber. He can definitely contribute, but he's not a guy that you may want starting and out there the majority of the snaps. So there may be something for us to look forward to, that battle that may be brewing between Jacorian Bennett and Adoree Jackson. Adoree Jackson may have outright won the job, but that switch kind of tells me that there may be a possibility that he still has to fend off, Jacorian Bennett. But for me, corners is going to be a problem until we see otherwise, right? It's going to be a concern until we see it's not. It's one of those things where it's like it's a problem until we say it's not. It's not once we see them play well multiple games. And then, of course, There's a guy on the Cowboys playing running back that really, really wants to stick it to the Eagles.
He can stick it all he wants to. He got fumbleitis too.
You
They got two
talking about,
They got two running backs that got a case of fumbleitis. Williams and Sanders.
You talking about shimmy shake 'em. That's all he do. Doing shimmy shake 'em.
I'm talking about the guy that got ran out of Carolina. That's what I'm talking about.
Shimmy shake 'em.
Whatever you want to call him. I call him the guy that got ran out of Carolina. When you get ran out of Carolina, that's saying a lot. But yeah, the guy that got ran out of Carolina. So another key point to maybe see how you guys feel about it. What do you think about special teams? Brandon Aubrey, he wasn't as accurate in year 2, but a lot of times with guys, they had a really good year and it takes them a year to kind of get back right. And then they also have Kavontae Turpin as a returner. Do you think that combination is going to be something that may be field position altering and putting Dallas in better situations? Or do you think it's something that we can overcome and, manage? Key, what do you think?
I feel like our special teams has been pretty good. Aubrey isn't as accurate as he was that first season. We were just like, oh my gosh, he don't miss nothing. I guess Cubby's back, so I guess he's going to be running for us. Thank the Lord, because we definitely don't need Coop out there. I'll take Cubby all day long.
He's not on the active roster right now, so if he's not on the active roster, he's not going to be
running. Then never mind. So Coop and I'll take Shipley, but Coop, I don't want him running. But Jake is going to be Jake. We pray. We like, all right, Jake, we got to say a prayer before he kicks. So we're like, come on, Jake, focus, channel your inner Super Bowl, because he was lights out in the Super Bowl. He was like, I'm not going to let y'all down. I'm going to make every kick, including extra points. Jake was spot on. He was perfect. So let's hope he got those jitters off the way and Jake can go back to, you only got one job, Jake. That's kick the uprights. That's it. That's all your job is. Nobody touches you, nothing, unless the ball get blocked. But nobody touches you, nothing. You just kick the ball through 2 poles. That's it. That's all your job is. So, but now I feel like we do got good, special teams offensively and, stopping. So should be interesting. Special teams I'm not least worried about.
Friend of Diva, your thoughts?
No, I'm not worried about special teams. If you're gonna use Keely Ringo, use him on special teams. Get out there and pop somebody. Because he good at that, real good at that. So I think you should put him out there for that. I'm a little worried with Coop doing punt returns. I don't feel like Coop should be doing punt returns, of course. So I'm a little worried about that. And Jake, I think we're going to see the old Jake. See Jake make a 51-yarder in preseason. I felt like, okay, this is what Jake needed. Jake got his groove back. We're going to get that 2023, 2022 Jake back. So I'm really not worried about Jake. I mean, some kickers have down years. I think last year, a lot of kickers had down years or missing a lot of field goals. It wasn't just Jake. So I'm not really too much worried about special teams. I like our special teams coach. I think he's done well with our special teams. And just hearing him talk and seeing, what he's doing with the team, I think it'll be even better. So I'm really not worried about our special teams. But yeah, put Keely Ringo out there to hit. So
he is a hitter.
Yeah, he's a hitter.
I don't think it'll be a major concern for ours, but I feel like it was at least worth bitching in to kind of see what y'all thought about it. Yeah, it's all going to depend on if our punter's good, Jake's good, everybody's doing what they need to do, then we should be, okay.
I do
so a couple
say one thing, though.
Of injuries.
I gotta say one thing. I would love out of all the positions in football, I would love to be a long snapper. You know why? You get paid $3 million to snap a ball. Nobody can touch you at all because you looking down, so you're defenseless. You mean to tell me you wouldn't be a long snapper for $3 million?
Yeah, I would. One of these jobs, yeah, I would. No bang ups, no nothing. No CTE, no nothing. Just hold the ball and kick it. Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go over the injury reports here. So for the Cowboys, of course, it's all as of Wednesday's practice. So Trayvon Diggs has practiced Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. More than likely, he'll be playing in the game. Tyler Gouton, their offensive tackle, who has a knee injury as well as Trayvon Diggs, he finished practice all week as well, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Brevin Spann Ford, their tight end with an ankle injury, he's finished practice all week as well. So more likely those three guys will be playing, while defensive tackle Perion Winfrey looks to be right now reporting as out for the game. He hasn't practiced at all this week. So Diggs could make a difference in how easy things happen for our wide receiver, group, which I feel comfortable saying is a pretty good group. Winfrey, I'm not sure what his status is on the team as far as if he's a first team player, backup, or whatever, but he's definitely looks like he's going to be out. All right, so then we'll go to the Eagles injury report. So Jalen Carter with a shoulder situation has practiced all week. It looks to be good for the game. Landon Dickerson with the back. He didn't practice Monday. He did finish practice Tuesday and Wednesday. So more than likely he will be playing as well. Tanner McKee looks to be out. He hasn't practiced with the right thumb injury. If you got a thumb injury in your throwing hand, it's going to be hard to play until it heals. It's got to heal. Andrew Makuba, my young safety, the hamstring injury, he left practice on Monday. He did finish on Tuesday and Wednesday, so more than likely he'll be able to play. And then Josh Uche with the linebacker with a groin injury, he left practice on Monday, but he did practice Tuesday and Wednesday, so it looks like he'll play. So it looks like the only person that right now is showing is out is Tanner McKee. So once he's officially ruled out, then that's a guy that won't be on that roster. So maybe we will elevate like a Britton Covey or somebody to the active roster. So that, there's always that possibility. We won't know the official depth chart for the game until, hour or two before game time. But as of now, Kobe's on the practice squad. Hopefully if they're bringing somebody up, it is him to be that sixth wide receiver and the punt returner. But we'll kind of have to see how that goes. Any thoughts, y'all, on Cowboys, Eagles week 1 injuries as of now?
Nope. All I gotta say is Landon is a beast. We all knew that. He's Wolverine. This man, after he got his meniscus injury, he was back on the field in preseason with a cooler with beer in it. And so now he's practicing. He's going to start. So, a meniscus, I knew it wasn't going to be crazy. It's not crazy. Meniscus is just that cartilage in between the knee and things like that. So, it's nothing. It was nothing crazy. So, just glad there wasn't nothing more serious. But he's back on the field.
A couple of comments here. Stephen McCain with a laugh out loud, laugh out loud, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. Benny Boom says 2 hits from Jalen Carter and Dak will be out.
Yeah, we hope Jalen Carter can stay healthy because he's been having that shoulder injury since the preseason started. So I hope it ain't nothing too serious. We need my boy out there.
And then Larry Deadman says, I know Slade costed a pretty penny, but I wish we could have kept him. Larry, I honestly don't think it was really the money. I think it was just we both kind of felt like it was time to move on. Like the team felt like it was time to move on. And Slade felt like it was time to move on.
He was always getting hurt every other series.
Yeah, he's hurt a lot too, definitely. One of the reasons why he got the nickname from the squad here, No Play Slade.
No Play Slade.
Our offense versus their defense, who do you guys think is going to have the most success?
Our offense.
Offense all day. We got weapons. I mean, we got massive weapons on that offense.
Yeah.
We are loaded, locked and loaded.
A guy like Diggs who, could be playing but not 100%. If you have Diggs and he's not 100%, that can make a big difference on how things end up. So I definitely agree that I think our offense, our defense versus their offense. This is where it gets a little trickier. Who you think will win that matchup for the game?
I think the up front four are solid. I am worried about the secondary, of course. Always gonna be worried about that safety in that corner. Hoping we don't have no donut holes in the middle, because we had plugged that up last year, but I don't know. But I know the front four or five is strong, so I'm not really worried about the front. It's just the backfield I'm a little worried about, besides Coop and Quinion. I hope they don't get hurt.
Front again, I'm not worrying about the linebackers. I'm not worrying about. I know linebackers can go in coverage. They can
or the edge.
Get to the run into the quarterback if need be, and they're the ones that's gonna on coverage on a tight end. So I'm not worrying about the front and the linebackers. But that back end, just a little bit.
I ain't worried about the edge brushes either. They straight, but that darn backfield. If CeeDee Lamb get wide open,
they know
George
they can't
Pickens get wide open.
We can't play man with them. It got to be some type of zone. Same thing with Dallas. If we get a man on man situation, Jalen's gonna know where to throw it to. Rather, it's gonna be AJ or it's gonna be Smitty. So, but we can't have Lamb or Pickens 1-on-1 open at any time.
Well, the problem is during the zone, we're going to end up giving them the opportunity when they're supposed to be passed off that area that they can sit in and eat on us. I think it's going to depend on how well they feel, how comfortable they feel with Dory Jackson, because we know Quinion, he can go up against any wide receiver, 1-on-1. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not going to get more throws than he got last year thrown at him. And he's probably going to get, more catches on him than he had last year. But I think he's a guy that can handle it. The question is, can Adoree?
Facts.
If he can handle man-to-man coverage, man-to-man might work with over-the-top help. I'd rather go man-to-man and have a safety over the top deep than go zone and give them those areas. Because CD and George Pickens are guys and Dak back there playing on the ball that can find that little hole in the zone and just sit in there and just eat up, yards. Doesn't have to be big, deep plays, just, finding a hole. So we'll see. I'm sure Vic's going to try to, whenever he goes on in the back, he's going to try to hit with so much pressure that it's going to make it difficult. But we'll see how it plays out. But I think it's much closer with our defense versus their offense than it is with our offense versus their defense. I would say that. So I know who we have winning the game. Would you guys like to give score predictions, or are you just going to ride with who's winning?
I don't honestly see a blowout. Things may be closer than what people think. 30-24 Eagles.
I'm going to say 24-17 Eagles.
Well, I'm going to be reckless. I'm going to say 42-24 Eagles. And could be a little worse than that. I'm going to say 42-24 Eagles. I think they'll get us a couple times, but we'll be able to make some things happen. So for everybody that's listening, watching, definitely appreciate you tuning in. For those who see the replay, if you haven't already, we would greatly appreciate if you hit that like button, that
Please
share button, and that subscribe button. Make sure that you're sharing the show as well. I definitely want to, get as many people talking Eagles as we'd like. We also like to have maybe some of you guys that kind of watch us diligently, maybe hop on one week with us and, talk a little bit about the Eagles and what we got going on. So, for Diva, for Key, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. I know we were going to talk about players that we kind of wanted to focus on, but we've done it already, so no need to make it a topic again. Facts. Good people, it is never where you start. It is always where you finish. Make sure you're back with us next week. 8:30, we're going to be reviewing game 1, which hopefully will be a win. Maybe some thoughts, if we have any, on the actual presentation of the banner that the team won't be out there for. And, of course, previewing week 2 against the Kansas City Chiefs, who will be minus Riche Rice when we play him, so they can make things a little bit easier. Talk about that next week. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Like it, share, all that good stuff. Any last words, Diva? Any last words, Key?
Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds. Tomorrow is game day, the official season of the Philadelphia Super Bowl champs. And we in there, and we going to do this thing. Let go.
Nope, we flying.
Yep.
I'll just add something to that hashtag, be elite. And we out.